All right, guys, I thought this might be an easier way to answer your question. You mentioned something about short sales when we met in your office, and we have heard anecdotal evidence or information that short sales are costly, time-consuming, and too frequently fall through. Is this an opinion you share? I think yes, and here's what happens, and I've seen twice recently that banks have, for lack of a better term, chosen to send a property to foreclosure rather than accept the short sale process. Because here's what happens: say the seller bought the house for 250, and they haven't made any payments. So we'll use round numbers. So they bought it for 250. They owe 250. The property's worth 200. They put it on the market at 200. And so you make an offer of 200, and it gets accepted and by the seller, and then it goes to the bank. And the bank is going to do their own determination of value, and they're going to get an appraisal or a broker's price opinion, which is essentially a drive-by appraisal done by a hopefully local person, realtor or appraiser. And everything rides on that appraisal. So if the appraisal comes back looking at comps that are 5, 6, 7 months old, then they're going to maybe come back with a value of 230. What happens there is the bank's going to say, well, you owe 250, and your contract price is 200, and it's worth 230. We're not going to accept that. So either the purchaser is going to come up with an extra $30,000 in cash, or the seller is going to come up with an extra $30,000 in cash, or everything's going to fall apart. Which option do you think is going to happen? Most likely it's going to be the fall apart. So in that time frame can be anywhere from 1 to 2 to 5 to 7 to 12 months. And as of yet, there is no real consistency. The best thing that we can do is know who the bank is, because we know which banks tend to be bad, and make a determination from there. It's also a matter of who the listing agent is and who is representing the seller, if they have an attorney. Because I think that having an attorney on the seller's side is probably the best way to go, because they have staff to sit there for 6 hours and sit on hold talking to banks who are understaffed and underprepared and frequently undereducated, and don't have the power to say, we understand that the property appraised for 230, but everybody we're talking to who's in that market, who knows that market, says that that's a BS appraisal. So therefore, we're going to accept the 200 and let everybody move forward. Because the other option really is going to be, for the seller, it's going to be probably going to foreclosure or deed in lieu, and the buyer is going to move on. So yes, they can be an awful, horrible waste of time. Are they always? Hard to say. Hopefully that answers your question. Thanks.